3. Hey, welcome to the Kind of Sleepy Podcast. I'm one half of your co-hosting team, Knowledge. And who I got to my right now?
Oh, man, you already know who it is. Man, it's your boy, Tenaro Reed, a.k.a. Natty, Bad Tattoo Dreadlock owner, operator of Slaughterhouse Tattoos, a.k.a. Mr. Helping You Look Better Naked. Yay. Oh, but look, check this out, man, before we proceed. I was at the gas station, right?
Uh-huh.
And I walked in behind this young lady, boom, you know, so I was like, I turned around, I was like, look, you can go ahead, because I was still looking at the counter. She was like, oh, you Natty with the Kind of Sleepy Podcast. I was like, yeah. She said, I love your show. I was like, thank you. She's like, you and Knowledge, y'all, she said, y'all, the chemistry that y'all have together is so awesome. I say, well, I definitely appreciate it.
You should have invited her in.
Well, it didn't really happen, but it's going to happen sooner or later. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Something's wrong with you.
I can't help it.
That's funny.
And then to my left, we have the legendary, the incomparable, the hardest riding, strongest man I know.
No.
The hardest working man in show business / the military / the MC world. We got Cool Breeze over here.
I'm in the building.
Tell them a little bit about yourself, Cool Breeze.
Hey, I'm Cool Breeze from Florence, South Carolina. I've been living in Charlotte for about 15 years now. And I'm a part of the Block Burns Motorcycle Club. I'm also in the Army National Guard by the way of Marine Corps.
Thumping 3rd Battalion, 3073 in the building, baby.
Yeah. See, we're not going to do this right now.
But long story short, Knowledge asked me to come in and join the podcast, and it's a pleasure to be here because I love the Kind of Sleepy Podcast, especially when I'm kind of sleepy.
Hey, and we want to give a shout out to Miss EP. She's not here this week. She's at the Urban League of Central Carolina's Young Professional Winter Soiree going on right now at Chima's. They eating all that good Brazilian food, and it's all you can eat, bro.
Oh, they eating a lot of meat over there.
I'm trying to tell you.
Shaking it off.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, they eating good. But you had to get all fancy and dressed up, and I don't really do fancy like that. I like,
You don't like wearing hard bottoms?
Let me be comfortable.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Now I will.
I can't wear no shoes and people hear me coming. I can't do that shit.
I get clean now, but I don't really care to do that on my off time.
They could be feeling like a tap dancer.
Gregory Hines.
Right.
Nah, you don't want to
Ben
be
Marine.
You don't want to be that guy that when it come down time to get that valet, you act like you ain't got that cash to pay that valet, and then he pull that phone out and say, no, sir, you can go ahead and swipe it right here.
Hey. Damn. Anyway, so let's get on to the show, man. So we got to step back for a second, man. Last week we really didn't get a chance. We hadn't got the bonus episode uploaded where me and Miss EP we talked a little bit about the Monique situation, but that might be a good thing because we may have jumped the gun a little bit.
Right.
Monique just recently released some emails that say that she wasn't offered $3 million, and some of the terms are kind of trash. They offered her $500,000, and one of the terms is Netflix owns the copyright of the program and controls all exhibition rights, which is, understandable.
Right.
Okay. Netflix retains all audio-only rights in and to the special, understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Here's what's crazy. This is where it gets crazy. For 12 months after our premiere, Monique cannot tape or negotiate with any third party with respect to her next comedy special.
For 12 months?
After this 12 months, we get first refusal right for her next special. Now, that's not odd in sports. First right of refusal. That's not odd in music, the music industry.
Right.
So I can understand that being there.
Okay.
It's the next stipulation after that, which I can understand why why Netflix would be like first right of refusal for 12 months, because that first special, it runs for a year. You want to do another special to follow up there next year, boom. Give us a chance first.
Holler back at the kid.
To make it happen.
Right.
'Cause we gave you the opportunity.
Right.
But then this next one, for 24 months after our premiere, we asked that Monique not perform or use the material from our special in any recorded program.
Damn.
Audio only or audio visual work. Then we asked for a first negotiation, first right of refusal, after the 24 months in the event she does want to use the material elsewhere.
That sounds like a gag order.
That's exactly what that sounds like. You can't.
Right.
You can't. You gonna tell a comedian, yeah, you can do this special, but then for 2 years after that, you can't go on tour. You can't go to these clubs and use that material that made you hot.
Right.
There's no way I would agree to that, especially coming from her. Now, if it was an up and coming comedian that had like a little bit of internet fame or something like that, and you had it built in to where we're going to pay you $500,000, but depending on how many streams you're getting on your special, we can actually pay you like a bonus or something like that, then it might be more feasible. But to sit there and tell Monique, no, you can't tour, you can't do anything.
You can't tour with your own work,
with your own
Absolutely
material,
not.
right?
Now here's here's the money part of it, and this is what I said last week. I think I said this last week. For the above, Netflix said they can offer a talent fee of $500,000, with Netflix also covering the production budget of $310,000 for an all-in fee of $810,000. Now, so that's where the $500K came from. The $500K was her talent fee, but they was gonna cover the production too. Now, here's why I'm still not boycotting. All right, so she approached them, you know, for a whole special. She said that she wanted to get a special done, and she was looking for the money to basically, you know, this is the story I was given, is that she was looking for, you know, some money to get the special done that her and her husband wanted to do.
Right.
So Netflix said, okay, they didn't go to Monique.
They went to the husband.
No, they didn't go to the husband. Monique went to them. You know,
Okay.
so you come to me asking me to help you put a special out, and I'd be like, well, I wasn't really checking for you. And truth be told, nobody else was checking for you either at the time for comedy. And so, you know, I'll give you the production budget, but I can only give you $500K.
Right.
Now, Netflix is now don't get me wrong, that's lowball as hell.
That's
what I was
low
about
ball.
to
But
say. Yeah,
Netflix is not a charity.
I'm saying that's
Netflix
peanuts.
is a business. It's a business.
Now, yeah,
Now that's lowball as hell, and it's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's bad business.
It's very disrespectful. I mean, granted, she hadn't done any relevant comedy work, you know, because it's a "what are you doing for me now" type deal. I mean, if you were funny 15 years ago and you were getting 20 million, I mean, let's use Chris Tucker. He was funny. He was getting $20 million a film.
Right.
But he's not getting that now.
Right.
Because he's not relevant like he was 20 years ago. So with her, she got an Oscar in 2009, I think. And then she
crapped on the whole industry.
said she got blackballed by Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. So then she didn't appear in any films or anything. So then now you hurt yourself, you know, by not trying to do any films or anything like that. So now you're doing your radio thing, but you haven't done any comedy.
I think the only thing she's been in recently, I mean, I looked at her Wikipedia, and it posted some things that I had never even heard of. But the only big thing she's done recently has been Almost Christmas. And that's the movie with DC Young Fly and Danny Glover.
Oh, right.
And all them.
Did you see it?
I didn't go to the movies to see it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't go.
Oh, that's one of those. That's one of those bootleg.
Well, I didn't see it on bootleg.
Straight to DVD.
Yeah, I saw it on DVD.
Straight to.
I went to the Red Box one night because
like, oh, shit. New
me
movie.
and my lady friend at the time we was going to the Red Box.
So this is before Fire Stick then.
Look, man, I try not to pirate stuff if it's a black film.
Man,
I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's a black film, I really try hard not to pirate it. I try hard not to watch my black stuff on Fire Stick.
Well, you better than me, brother.
I want my people to get their coins. You know what I'm saying? I want my people to get their money. You know.
I mean, you don't know you're right, but you better than me right now.
I ain't even mad.
I've been striking out.
I ain't even mad at that. I'm not even mad at that. But the thing is, I mean, Monique hasn't done anything relevant in quite a while.
Right.
And the only reason I even watched Almost Christmas was because Gabrielle Union was in it. And I wanted to see DC Young Fly in it because, you know, I think that young man is very funny. He's built a brand.
No.
Hard work.
Hey, he's on TRL. He's on TRL.
Now, had they offered him $500K,
I could see that.
I could see it. But I couldn't see them. Now, here's the thing about DC Young Fly, Just Hilarious, and a lot of these young comedians. You know, I've noticed a lot of these older black comedians, kind of hating on these young, quote unquote, YouTube comedians, right? But one thing about these young YouTube comedians is that you have to be funny every day.
Every day.
You could take 1:30 back in the day. You could take a 30-minute set, and you could tour the whole country.
Whole country with that one set.
30-minute set. Yeah.
These guys have to be funny every day. So if you tell DC Young Fly, we're gonna give you $500,000, or you tell Just Hilarious, we're gonna give you $500,000 for this special, you're gonna drop it. But 2 years after that, you can't use that material. What they gonna say? All right.
Yeah.
What-
Because I got more bullets in the gun.
Right.
Right. What it sounds like a deal you would give to somebody who doesn't normally do stand-up comedy.
Right.
But when's the last time? And I made sure to check into this. The last time Monique did a stand-up special,
She did the one when she went to the women's prison. Yeah.
Right. That's the last year. You know how long ago that was?
Yeah, and that shit sucked.
Do you know how long ago that was?
No, I do not.
That was like 2012, right?
No, it was way before that.
It was way before that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it until I got a fire stick.
Well, I heard an argument and it was not relevant at all. I mean, she was saying what she said, gender and racial bias.
It was 2007.
Oh, shit.
But that's over a decade.
Because she was mad at what? Amy Schumer?
She was mad at Amy.
Yeah.
And we mentioned that. Amy Schumer had just come off a multinational tour.
Right.
Selling out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. She talked about Dave Chappelle. Okay, so how's it
That's
gender and race?
Dave.
That's Dave. But the thing is, Dave Chappelle went on an 18-month tour
Right.
Right.
with them clubs and festivals and things like that. He built a buzz. Monique expected to walk through the... First of all, let's be perfectly honest. You're black and you're a woman. You can't just walk in the door demanding a damn thing from Netflix. Let's be honest.
Come on, that's...
Now,
yeah.
Tiffany Haddish...
No.
Now, yeah, because she
Hey,
hot.
Tiffany Haddish is getting $1 million right now for this little commercial.
Yeah, because she hot.
For the Groupon,
And both ways.
the Groupon
The
commercial?
Groupon commercial.
Yeah.
She getting to the bag for that commercial.
Dig it.
Oh, man.
They got the. I'm telling you, after this commercial for Tiffany Haddish, the price going up.
Oh, man.
The
So
price-
that means she's
after-
going to have a Super Bowl commercial, right?
Yeah,
Dig it.
And she's got a Super Bowl commercial.
So
Yeah.
I saw the little commercial that she just recently did for Groupon.
She's got a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, man.
Think about it. After
big
Girls
deal.
Trip for Tiffany Haddish, the price went up.
Dig it.
She did comedy. She was everywhere. And now she doing this commercial for Groupon and doing a Super Bowl commercial for Groupon. The price finna go up again.
And, and that's because she didn't get off the couch and go right through the door. She been hitting the hard top. She been grinding.
getting it. If you look at them, and the thing is, Tiffany Haddish had to grow into this because
Right.
if you look at her comedy stuff from like 7, 8 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
she was funny,
Yeah.
but she wasn't breakthrough funny.
Right, yeah,
No,
she didn't cover the whole gamut.
Right.
Right.
But now,
But she didn't get any nominations.
well, I mean, let's be honest. For the Oscars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, she's
you
still fairly
you
new
gonna
in the
give her an
game.
Oscar for a girl strip?
Well, I mean, we ain't about it. Well, we know she ain't gonna get it.
I don't think.
I mean, can I get a nomination? I mean, it's like the
Get that-
Grammys,
can I-
man.
can I get on the envelope?
Like, what's the purpose of doing these Grammys sometimes when you know Kendrick Lamar and Bruno Mars gonna take all the awards anyway?
Yeah, personally, I think the Grammys are trash, man. Did y'all watch the Grammys?
I didn't watch them, but I always check
That's a
the
good
list.
segue. I appreciate
I always check the list and and see what it is.
I watched my Grammy. I went to my grandma's house. I said, "Then watch my Grammy."
See, this is why we can't have nice things. This is exactly
My
why we
grandbaby
can't
came
have
in
nice
order.
things.
Like,
No, so the Grammys. Let's talk a little bit about
what's
the
the
Grammys.
difference between song of the year and record of the year?
Okay, so record of the year is album. It's like album of the year.
So that's actually the title for
Yeah, it's album of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh, and also, man, I want to give a major shout out to my big bro. Got a Grammy.
Who was
Sebastian Cole got a Grammy. Alessia Cara.
Oh, Sebastian Cole.
Yeah,
Dang.
he won. Alessia Cara won Best New Artist this year. She beat out SZA. A lot of people are upset about that.
But
I
yeah,
don't know
because
why.
they said she's been out since 2015, right?
But SZA been out since 2012.
Yeah.
So is it best new artist based on when you dropped that first
It's
album?
based on impact.
Oh, really?
Because I think anything 5 years and under is best is a new artist, to them.
Right.
Well, shit, they should have put the Migos up there then.
Well, the Migos.
I like the Migos.
I love
though.
the Migos, but I don't know if the Migos.
I'm just
I'm
just throwing that in there.
I like
man.
culture too.
Hey, listen, while everybody playing, the Migos is killing the radio, bro.
I mean,
Man.
they hard work. You know,
Like
hard
when
work
they came
beat
out
talent.
when they came out with Versace, everybody was like, oh man, what's this?
I thought
Yeah.
after Bando, I was like, okay, can we pretend to stop liking these dudes? Can we stop pretending to like
Hey,
these guys
man,
now?
listen.
But
you
then
can't
they
be
came back
hard
with
work.
Versace,
Listen,
and then
man.
they kept coming back with these hits.
Man.
These boys got hits.
They got hits.
They got
you know,
hits, bro.
And you can't beat. I always say hard work beat talent any day.
Yes, sir.
You might have somebody that's more talented, but if they are working hard and they constantly hitting every venue, whether it be concerts, clubs, radio, wherever it may be, it's hard not to accept a person that's constantly in your face
Right.
every
You're
day.
right, because the testament to that is 50 Cent. When before 50 Cent
Oh,
dropped
man.
Get Rich,
Mixtape after mixtape after
Him
mixtape.
and Who Kid
he
just-
made you like
You had to.
that whole G Unit thing.
Because remember, the first thing we heard from him was the art. The first thing we really heard from him down south was the art of getting robbed. And he went at everybody's neck, and I loved it. I loved it.
Off the In Too Deep soundtrack.
And then, right. And then when you start getting them Who Kid mixtapes, them G Unit mixtapes, boom. But you know what though? Jeezy did the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeezy
Can't
did the
ban the
same
snowman.
thing. And then,
One,
and then
two,
when T.I. had kind of fell off for a little bit,
Right.
he came right back out with the mixtapes.
mixtapes.
Him and Hustle Gang, they was doing their thing.
Hey,
the Pimp Squad mixtapes.
Hey, but getting back to the Grammys. So, what did y'all think of, like what is your take on the Grammys? Like, you see somebody like Jay-Z getting all those nominations for 444.
I think that we have to stop begging white media outlets and white collectives and white groups to appreciate what we've made. And that's always been my argument. A lot of people showed up to the Grammys, but, and I hate to use it as an example because BET is owned by Viacom, which is a white-owned company.
Oh, absolutely.
But people will show up to the Grammys and be decked out, but then won't show up to the BET Awards. Think they're too good to go to the BET Awards.
Right.
And my thing is about the BET. If BET was still black owned, I would feel really some type of way about it.
Right.
But it's not. So if we had, let's say TV One had an award, or let's say Puff had Revolt Awards. Shout out to Revolt. Let's say Revolt had some awards.
Okay.
Which hopefully they will do in the next 5 to 10 years. I would love to see the Revolt Awards. I hope they do that.
It's going down.
I'll tune into that.
Yeah, it's going down.
If you show up to the Grammys and don't show up to the Revolt Awards, then I don't think that we should buy your music no more.
And
just me.
And I honestly feel like you said, if we had a venue that was especially geared for us and we knew it was for us by us,
right,
everybody would support. But everybody know everybody know BET's trash,
man. But sometimes when you get all of us in the same room, man, somebody always got a problem with somebody or something.
Okay.
We got money now, though.
This ain't the Source Awards. You
right.
remember the Source Awards?
Right. Yeah, but we got money now.
No, what the BET Hip Hop Awards, there's always something popping off of that.
Yeah, but that's just one of them things, man. I mean,
it's more the entourage than the artist,
right?
Really.
And it's always the entourage rather than the artist.
Trying to get that extra strike so you can get that extra.
Yeah, get that extra 10,000.
But you know what they
try to move from coach to first class on the road trips, right?
But let's think about this though. Let's really think about this. So when DJ Jazzy Jeff, and the Fresh Prince in 1989, excuse me, almost 30 years ago, won Best Rap Performance.
Okay.
Do you know who they beat?
See, 1989, L Cool J.
They beat LL with Going Back to Cali.
Okay.
They beat Kumo D with Wild Wild West.
Okay, beat Kumo D.
JJ Fad, Supersonic, and Salt and Pepper Push It.
They be Push It. Which song? Parents Don't Understand?
Parents Just Don't Understand.
Oh, man.
Now, I know that sounds crazy, but then let's go to
but that's a dope ass album.
But let's go to but that's just a performance. That's just a song.
Okay.
Let's go to the next year though, 1990.
Okay.
Young MC won with Bust a Move.
Bust a Move.
Now, the first thing I'm gonna tell you, there are two songs that he beat that more accurately reflect our experience.
Okay, 1990, I was in probably the 5th grade.
Damn, you old.
I was 9 years old.
So I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you two songs: De La Soul, Myself, and I.
Okay.
Public Enemy, Fight the Power.
Ooh.
How can you look at those songs and
now
pick
we talking
Young
about
MC
the Grammys,
Bust
though,
Move?
right?
You got it's the 90s.
So but it's 1990, and it's the 90s. And as we said,
and it's the Grammys.
It's the Grammys,
right?
Yeah, they wasn't ready for Chuck D back then.
Nah,
but we should have known back then.
We still do.
Well, that was back when they didn't even televise rap awards up until here recently, right?
Right. I mean, we already know the Grammys and the Oscars. You know what I mean? We know. It's shit.
All right, so let's take this into consideration. 1998, Best Rap Album. You remember what it was?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think Sean Carter had Volume 3 around that time, so...
You close. Let
me see.
It was Volume 2 around that time.
Volume 2,
but it wasn't nominated that year. It was nominated next year because it came out after.
Okay.
But it was Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. Now, don't get me wrong. That was hard.
They won.
That album was hard. They won. But think about who they beat.
They beat
Wu-Tang Forever.
Wu-Tang Forever. Ooh.
Life After Death.
Huh?
Yeah. Wyclef Jean Presents the Carnival, which
that's one of my favorite.
Very
albums.
underrated.
Guantanamera. That was my song on there. And Gone to November.
But think about it. And I would have thought that this album that I talk about right now, Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly. I thought that was one of the greatest.
Oh,
speeches.
yeah,
groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
But people wasn't ready for Missy either. She was ahead of her time too.
Right.
Yeah,
Timberland.
I agree. I agree with that.
But No Way Out. Is that I'm Missing You was on that No Way Out?
Yeah, but it was a dope album, though.
It was a dope album, but it wasn't better
Oh
than
yeah,
Life
man.
After Death.
Victory, one of my favorite songs.
Or Wu-Tang Forever.
I can listen to that right now.
Yeah,
But-
I can listen. That's probably one of the most perfect hip hop songs of all time.
Yeah, but when you scare the masses, man, you already know.
Oh yeah, they don't
man.
want to hear our
They
authentic
don't want-
voice
nah,
sometimes.
they don't want that shit.
You know.
They gotta hear something. They gotta hear something that they can actually like maybe do Pilates to. You know
So
what I mean?
is that why they like Kendrick Lamar? Because he's an awoke person. I mean,
Here's the thing with Kendrick. Kendrick is the cool woke dude in your high school class.
Right.
Kendrick is the dude
Right.
who, you know, he wears pro-black stuff. He shows up and be pro-black, but he still kick it with the white guys sometimes and don't mind smoking weed with them.
Right.
You're like,
Gotta
Kendrick, you're so cool.
Right. You got a skateboard.
Yo, man, where'd you get?
he got
where'd
the
you get-
Vans on.
Yeah, you got the
Right,
Vans
he's
on.
like, yo, dude. Like, and the thing is, let's be perfectly honest. The West Coast is way more acceptable for stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, I can
If
see
Kendrick
that.
had been,
I can see that.
if Kendrick had been out of Atlanta,
Oh shit.
shit.
Man, listen, hey, that young brother killing it though.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love
word.
Kendrick. I love
He's
K.
good,
Dot.
man. He's
K. Dot, big up to him, man. He's major. Like I
Hey, man.
love it. I love his talent. I love his message. I love all that. But once again, you can't sleep on the South. Shout out to Sci High.
Hey, you already know it. Hey.
Oh, and you know him. Now I thought it was just Crit doing the tour.
I told you
Sci
the
High
other
on the
week.
tour too. You told
I
me.
told you.
But
You thought I
didn't-
was lying.
I didn't think you were lying.
is Big Crit coming through Charlotte?
Yeah, March 30th.
And
Where?
Side High
Where?
at the Underground by
the
the
Underground.
Fillmore.
Oh yeah, right about okay.
And so, but he gonna be in Columbia the 31st.
Man, Big Crit is the
Love.
one of the best lyricists out there that
I
people just
told-
sleep
I-
on him,
and
bro. For years.
I'm gonna say this, but I want to move on because we got a lot more to talk about. But I told somebody that Return of Forever was the most complete hip hop album that we had. Most complete Southern hip hop album we'd seen since Aquemini.
Yeah, since Cass.
Since Aquemini.
Yeah, word, dig it.
Now that's some big shoes to fill. But if you listen to Return of Forever right now,
Dig
whoo,
it. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I was on the way back from the A. You know, and I've heard the album since it came
shout out
out.
to your son, man.
Oh man, big
shout
up
out to your son, bro.
Big up everybody. You know what I mean? My little big guy, Ramon Reed. Matter of fact, follow him on Instagram at I am Ramon RAMON.Reed. Yeah, man, my son's starring in The Lion King on Broadway. Young Simba, man.
Where, right now?
Yeah, right now. They actually just touched down in Jacksonville. They leaving Jacksonville to go to Orlando.
How old is he?
He's 12 years old, man.
Oh man, that's awesome, man.
Doing
the
it major,
stage,
man.
Doing
He's
it
doing it
major.
major.
Awesome, man.
Right. Had me crying and shit. I'm like, damn.
Well, just the right eye.
Yeah, this is right.
Just right. Can't get both eyes.
Yeah, can't get both eyes. You had to drop one tear.
And that's that tear from glory. That
Yeah.
Denzel guy,
With
you know what I'm
Denzel.
saying? So, no,
Word.
let's move on to the next topic. So I was perusing. I had to use a big word right here. I was perusing the interwebs, and I saw this this interesting this interesting article where Tisha Campbell confirmed that they were doing a Martin reboot. Excuse me,
Maaaan.
Tisha Campbell Martin. That's her because she
How
married
y'all
Dwayne
feel?
Martin from Above the Rim.
Bingo.
He's also in Husbands of Hollywood, right?
Yeah, the Real
Husbands of Hollywood.
Yeah.
But she said,
He could actually ball.
yeah, he
Word,
can hoop.
yeah,
he
he can
really
hoop.
can hoop.
Yeah.
But she said, and this is a quote, this is a direct quote. She said, I can't tell you, it has been an honor to be Gina all these years. So I can't tell you guys anything, but it's very exciting. And the thing is, here's my thing. If they bring Martin back after everything that, we had to, and I hate to say it, like we had to endure with losing Martin because Martin was very big culturally, for my age group and in our
Right.
communities. And so when I say endure, I don't mean that, she didn't deserve to be heard
Right.
and that she didn't have a right to say what she had to say and do what she had to do. But, we watched Martin crumble like that.
Right.
So for an entire generation, we watched our favorite sitcom kind of just deteriorating down the vine
Right.
literally in one season. And so I'll say this. I'm not saying that she may have exaggerated or anything like that because I can totally see Martin looking at Gina and be like, damn, Gina.
Right.
Kind of,
I mean, after all them years.
because Tisha, Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
When
I
Tisha
mean,
was on
yeah,
my,
I mean, when
she got a wagon.
she
She
got
got
a
a
house
wagon back
party,
there.
you know what I'm saying?
I would not doubt.
We fell in
that.
love with her in the house party now.
Bruh,
Come on now.
I'm still in love with her and Shireen. I'm in love with Sydney and Shireen, bro. I want both. You know. But you know, so and my thing is I can totally see back then Martin looking at Tisha Campbell and be like, damn, girl, you know. Well, we'll do yada yada yada. I could totally see him doing that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know whether at the time we thought it was terrible. We thought it was egregious. We was like Martin in there pulling his dick out or something like that. You know, people saying all kind of wild stuff. You know, at the time.
Man,
You know, but the thing is, I don't know anybody who's been sexually harassed. You know, I've seen people get inappropriate passes made at them. And they check that person, and then they keep it professional and keep it moving. I've seen that in the workplace. I don't know anybody that's been sexually harassed though, like on some BS.
The line is so
go there.
thin when it comes to that. Like you don't even know. Like so, I come from the Marine Corps, and I mean, just to make a quick point,
Ryan, mother.
and but I've always only worked with males because I come from a combat type field.
Right.
Never worked with a female. If
Right.
I did work with a female, she was kind of like the one I get a fist bump to, and she was cool with it.
Bulldog Betty.
That's it.
and so for those of y'all that are listening, he's using female because that's a military term. We're not trying to be disrespectful to women.
So
Wait,
when
can't
I
we call them females no more?
We've already talked about this.
Hey, man, listen, it's rough, bro.
It takes the humanity out of who they are. They're not because a female what? A female dog, female rabbit, female bear? No, they're women. Women. So
Women.
I try. You know, we stay.
I love women.
Listen, man, I get it. We stay woke, but we still kind of sleepy.
Are we still males?
I'm a male.
I'm just saying, what the fuck?
I think that's what I just checked on the application. When I put in the
Right.
I put
Hey, man, look.
Male or female?
But-
Hey man, look, I'm just trying to stay woke out here.
I did.
But now that I'm in the Army and I work with women, I am terrified of them because I'm scared that I'm going to say something and they hear me talking to another guy, or
Right.
well, I'm pretty good on the compliments, and I just keep that. I don't even give them shit. Like I don't even say anything. But it's just so funny that now that I'm in a different branch and I conduct myself totally different because women are there, and I'm scared that the 18 years I put into this can go down the drain.
And just one
by
comment.
one
one comment.
One bad
one
comment.
word.
One lapse of judgment.
Well, and the thing is, you know, and this is what I say, women feel about sexual harassment the way black people feel about racism. No woman wakes up in the morning and says, I'm just gonna look for some sexual harassment stuff right now. Just like ain't a black person in the world that wakes up and says, man, I really want somebody to, you know, be prejudiced or racist toward me today.
Well, it all depends. If I go in H&M or something, I want them.
I be
I'm
waiting.
I'm like, you
I
go
be
ahead.
waiting.
I already got the lawyer number on speed dial
I
right
be
now.
waiting. I ain't
Go
lying.
ahead.
I'm waiting.
Ask me, do I want to wear that damn hoodie?
Right. I'm waiting.
Ask me, I want that monkey hoodie. I would dial it. I would pull that phone out quick.
You call NAACP immediately.
I'm calling her, then I'm calling my wife. We ain't working no more.
But let's be perfectly honest though. Like just like women don't wake up and say, "Man, I hope to walk down the street today," and some dude say, "Damn, you got a fat ass." Don't no black person wake up and say, "Look at that nigger." You don't wake up wanting to hear that.
Right.
But that's how it is to them. That's how it is to them sometimes.
They know they got fat ass.
Well, I mean,
Okay. So, but no,
Y'all
listen
should
to
have
this.
seen the
But-
room
but
just
check-
now. The
but
air
check this
just
out.
left.
But check this out. Listen to that though. Check this out. So,
All right.
so here's the thing. Now, I had a woman tell me one time, and I want to say this, but I want to move on because I don't want to get too stuck on this topic.
Right.
oh yeah.
I don't want to get stuck on this topic. I heard a woman say that the line between sexual harassment and a compliment is whether or not you're attracted to that man. Without going into detail,
I can hear
true
that.
or
I can
false.
I can dig that.
So
I mean,
basically,
yeah.
I need to know that you're attracted to me before I say what I need to say.
I mean, but,
Wait. Not what you need to say. What you want to say.
What I want to say.
yeah,
Right.
Right.
Because I mean, at first look, you know what I mean. A woman's like, oh, he looks nice, he smells nice, he's, you know what I mean, he's well groomed.
But in the back of her
he got
mind, she may
nice
have a
shoes.
different thought.
Right.
He got
But-
nice shoes.
So if he say something, I mean, that's geared towards sexuality, it's taken as a compliment. But if you let little Cleophas, you know what I mean? You let little Cleophas, yeah, that work on, I mean, that clean the fryers at night, and he get off work and he got oil on his clothes. He might, you know what I mean, might not be well groomed, and he say the same thing. She's not going to take it the same way.
It's street harassment,
right?
Well, okay. So, and the thing is, I just want to know if you guys agree with that. I heard that. I don't.
Right.
Look, man. Look. I got to go home after this, man, and I'm happy with my home.
Well,
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm happy with my home.
The house got to be good now.
I'm happy with my home.
Me too.
I don't get no compliments. If I see an attractive woman, I turn my head and walk the other way. I don't do nothing. I got a coworker, and I have a coworker who's probably the most fashionable black woman I've ever seen in my entire life. She's the best dressed woman ever. And my thing is, I make sure
5-inch stilettos to work.
No. She's not that kind of fashionable. I'm talking about she reminds me of like a Jill Scott,
Like the accessories.
She's amazing. Like she has her own nonprofit, all that. And so she came to the office the other day. And my thing is, I'm very careful about giving compliments nowadays.
Yeah.
So what I said was, "Hey, may I ask you a personal question?" She was like, "Sure." I said, I didn't want to be like, you dress so well. I was like, I've never seen you in the same outfit twice. But also, how many pairs of glasses frames do you have? Like, I have to give compliments like that, something innocuous, because I'm in corporate America.
But you're not really.
I mean, I looked at her and I was like, she's shapely. She's a very nice shape.
Those frames are
nice. But I'm not gonna be at work and be
frames.
like, I'm not gonna be at work and be like,
right.
What kind of glasses are those?
Are those see through?
but the reality is, let's be perfectly honest. Right. Here's my logic. If you're giving a woman a compliment, this is my new rule of thumb. If I'm giving a woman a compliment,
right,
I give the compliment and move on.
Right.
Now, if I'm trying to holler, my approach is completely different.
Right.
Now, I'm not trying to holler at nobody no more, because these days I am taken. I am happily taken.
Yeah, right.
But if I'm trying to holler, my approach isn't going to be, hey, you got a fat ass. That's not going to be my approach anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, you just want to be able to acknowledge beauty when you see it. If you see something that looks nice, like a nice paint on the wall or a nice car, you compliment it. So why, as human beings, we can't do that to each other?
Here's the thing. It's a difference between being like, damn, that's a nice car, and fuck, my nigga, where you get that kind of money from, bro?
But some of these women, you can actually tell them, hey, that's a nice outfit you have on.
Right.
And then they can still...
Well, see, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your average everyday women. I've had some extremists. I had a woman get mad at me for opening the door, holding the door open for her.
Yo, you
really?
too?
Yeah, I had a woman get mad at me for holding the door open for her.
I hate you open the door for me because now that means I got to speed up.
Well, it wasn't like that. She got mad at me. She said, "Are you saying I'm not strong enough to hold the door?"
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, she got mad at you that way. Oh,
yeah, she felt like me holding the door was me supporting some sort of patriarchy. I was like, "No, I was being nice to your ass."
She got mad at me because I looked at her booty when she walked past.
All right, so the next topic. Next topic we got
Topic stoppers.
Sports Bay. Sports Bay. Jamel Hill.
Don't leave.
She's leaving Sports Center.
What?
Sports Bay
All
is leaving Sports
behind
Center.
that Donald Trump.
No.
Mm-mm.
She's chosen to leave.
Yeah.
She's choosing to
Like,
leave.
why?
And here's my thing, though. I look at FS1 and how they got Shannon Sharp on there.
They're taking everybody. Shannon Sharp. Hey,
I'm
shout out
gonna
to
tell you
Shannon Sharp.
If I see Jamel Hill on FS1, I'm going to apply for a job.
Listen, man.
It's
Shout
a
out.
wrap.
I love
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp, bro.
Word. Uncut,
Love
unadulterated. Yeah,
and
man.
here's the thing. I'm completely happy with my relationship. But should she leave, I'm shooting my shot with Jamel.
Hey, man, listen.
I'm getting on
Ain't
Instagram.
nothing sexy
I'm sending
as-
all kind of Instagram
Getting
posts.
in the DMs.
Ain't
I'm
nothing
sliding
sexier than
through the
breaking
DM.
down a Steph Curry 3-pointer with a female that can actually understand what you say.
Yo,
man.
When here's the thing about Jamel Hill, like she went to Michigan State,
Okay.
and I remember when Bama played Michigan State. That's when I really kind of found out that she had some football knowledge for real, because she's really good at golf, she's really good at baseball, she's really good at basketball. But when she was breaking down football, I was like,
She's all around now.
oh, that's Sports Bay,
Right,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's Sports Bay
That's
right
Sports
there.
Bay right there.
Oh, yeah.
I love Jamel Hill. I mean, and the thing is, let's be perfectly honest. The fact that she's attractive doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because, but if you look at it in the TV realm, have you ever seen an ugly woman sports broadcaster?
No, man. Listen, SportsCenter's gotten to the point now where you'll be watching it and it's two women talking about football at the same time.
Which is fine. I think
But-
Sage
but-
Steele is trash. but it ain't because of her looks.
But when I'm looking at these women, I'm like, they found the most attractive women to talk about these sports.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know a young lady. Shout out to Charity. Charity works for the New York Times right now, if I'm not mistaken. And Charity is probably hands down the most attractive woman I know that can break down sports better than 90% of men I know. And she's been that way since she was 18 years old. I met her at 18 years old. She's been that way since then. And, like, she's amazing. But there are more and more women who are embracing sports like that.
Word, man. I know
and I love it. I love it.
I know a few homegirls of mine, man. Look, they'll sit here. They'll let you know what defense they need to set up. They need to let you know they need to, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, but I'm going to tell you like this, though. I ain't losing in Madden to no woman. Now, I know that sounds sexist.
I don't know, though.
I know that sounds sexist.
I don't know, though.
You get on them sticks. Hey,
there's no holds barred.
I'm trying to tell you.
Take no prisoners now.
I'm gonna treat you like you Tom Brady. I'm telling you.
Man, I got a whole girl, Patricia. She mean with it.
On that Madden?
Word. I'm talking, she done won like
PlayStation, Xbox.
PS4.
PS? Okay.
See, now I got excuses. See, we was on Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
See, I just say
story.
Yeah.
Xbox. You know, hey, I appreciate that, bro.
Good save.
They can't play. They
Good
can't
save.
play.
If it was on
Good save.
Xbox, you know, I would put some money up, but you know, I ain't really familiar with the PS4 like that. You know what I'm saying? So, moving on. White folk, y'all got to come get your people, man.
Uh-oh.
Post Malone out here talking about it's a struggle to be a white rapper.
Huh? Ain't before. Who he struggling with?
But didn't you say something earlier? He's like the second most streamed?
He's the second most streamed artist on Spotify behind, what's the guy name? Got the song Shape of You? Ed
Sheeran.
Yeah.
He's the only person.
So if that's
39 million monthly listeners.
What's the struggle?
I don't know what
exactly?
the struggle is.
I don't get it. Like, and this is the same guy that said
He must want some hood credit.
Like, that's what I was going to say.
That's what I'm thinking. Because he was like, you know, this is the same guy that said if you want something that you can feel and some emotion in your music, then don't listen to hip hop. So what?
I mean, listen, like that song Rockstar, I like it.
It was written by somebody else.
Hey, listen.
Now, don't get me wrong, I do like it too.
I like the song. So I don't know what he's struggling with because.
Side note, can you invite him to your next party?
Oh, yeah, hey, bro. Legendary house
Cool
party.
has legendary house parties. The reason I say that is because
about 3 a year.
Huh? Yeah, about 3 a year.
Yeah, we averaging about 3
And the thing is,
it's a new year.
Me and Miss, he had a New Year's party.
Damn it, man.
Me and Miss EP went to the New Year's party.
As many people as you can see.
See
how they did.
See, no, what happened
what
was
he did. He went and party with some strangers.
Nah, I went. No, actually, I went and party with.
You was hosting that party.
Oh no, my cousin KG was.
Okay.
Shout out 140 Entertainment. Yeah, my cousin KG, he hosted a party at Woo's. So you know, I went out there supported the people.
That's right.
Okay.
But yeah, we went by there, man. They had gummy worms, like liquor worms, and Jello shots, and all kind of stuff, man.
Giving shots out.
And the reason I brought that up is
everything.
because when me and Miss EP left, Rockstar was actually playing.
Hey man, Rockstar.
That's why I remembered it.
It was rocking in the speakers.
Yeah.
That and congratulations, because my boy Quavo was on that.
Do you still have that picture of Papa with that Florida blanket on him?
Oh yeah.
Looking like the whole state of Florida.
Oh man, bro, listen.
He looked like the whole state of Florida.
Bro, it was like 30-something degrees. This guy was out there.
Papa was drunk. He went outside. He was like, I need to get outside. I said, okay. So I took him outside to the patio. He threw up on the patio.
Knowledge said he was going to come back and clean it up the next day.
Yeah, and I called him in the morning. He said, man, I already rinsed that.
Man,
right, yeah, you already know.
We ain't going to sit there and look at no
chewed
up chicken wings on the daggone patio till he get there.
But it was your fault I was hungover and didn't get up to noon.
It was rough. It was a rough time. Man, Post Malone need to sit down.
Sit your entire unseasoned ass down somewhere.
Knowing your dad is an NBA executive.
Come on, man. Look,
you already had money.
Yeah, sit back, collect the bag, man. And
White Iverson.
I mean, they playing your song in the club. What else you want?
You know what I mean? You know, and if he looking for hood cred, he might well go ahead and just end his career because it's not gonna happen.
Everybody
Do you remember that show where Puff had those rappers? I don't know if it was Making the Band. And the white guy literally broke down and cried.
Right.
And he was like, sometimes, it's just so hard getting respect as a white rapper. Puff was like, I'm a black man. I want to cry every day.
Right. Come on, man. I mean,
are you serious?
what respect are you looking for?
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, we always had that one white guy that we grew up with that we didn't even consider white. Like he was just that black
and it's cool.
guy.
But you know what though? Here's what's interesting.
But he's
about
not that guy.
Post Malone really ain't.
He's
that
not
dude.
him.
He's not that guy.
Right.
No, but you know what's really interesting about that, and I don't want to. We're going to move on to the next one after this because we want to talk about some white people who are quote unquote fighting for the cause of black people. But you know those white quote unquote allies or those white people that grew up in our neighborhoods, you know they don't use the N-word out of respect. A lot of them don't use the N-word out of respect. Most of the ones I've met. And I'm very uncomfortable with the idea of white guys using the N-word in any context, form, or fashion.
All right, let me ask you this then.
Uh-huh.
How about a white woman that has mixed kids?
She better not use it either.
But her kids can.
Dig it. I'm just asking.
And I saw a meme today that said if you are a mixed race individual, your Black History Month stops on the 14th. You only get half of the month.
Damn.
That's disrespectful.
That's savage. They ain't even say the 15th.
That's disrespectful.
Damn.
So what they get on the leap year?
Noon on the 15th. Noon on the 15th.
Okay, noon on the 15th.
No, I love my mixed race family, man. I love all of them, man. Y'all good with me. As far as I'm concerned, you want to know what race you are? You whatever race the police think you are when you get pulled over. Okay, that's
yeah. They'll let you know
real clear.
Black as hell.
Black is black, and that's how I look at it. Black is black, like they said on De La Soul. Black is black. Next, we want to talk about the Young Patriots. They're a group of white folks who remind me of. There's another group out there called Redneck Revolt.
Redneck Revolt.
Okay, they have actually Redneck Revolt has a chapter here in our state. Don't want to say the city because we don't know who listening. But Redneck Revolt. These are groups of white folks who are using their privilege and their education to fight on behalf of black folks. And the Young Patriots organization is actually a reboot of an organization that partnered with the Black Panther Party back in the day.
Right.
And they are an armed self-defense group of white guys.
I believe it.
I dig it.
And here's the thing. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still skeptical.
Well, I mean, skepticism is going to be it's going to be in anything that we see that we are not familiar with. We're not familiar with white people coming up in arms at our defense.
Right.
So, of course, we're going to be skeptical about it until we see, okay, well, look, you know what? They actually ride.
If you really down for
If you really ride.
Yeah,
right.
But you know, the sad thing about it is I've actually seen, personally, a ton of white people fight for our causes.
Right.
More than our own people. We'll sit there on the couch and make all these comments and things. Like shout out to One Charlotte. Like, I remember when One Charlotte was pushing the school to prison pipeline.
Right.
And when I went out there to support that, it was more white folks out there than it was black folks because it was all about the 2,200 black kids that were expelled in Charlotte.
Right.
But 1,900 of them
were black.
Was between, majority black and Hispanic. Hispanic. But when I was there, it was majority. Everybody but black folks.
I'm gonna give y'all some a homework assignment. It's a book that I want y'all to read. Here's why I love my dad, but I think my dad might have set me up to be the most angry person in the world. I was 13 years old. My dad had brought home a bag of books. I was like, okay.
Just threw them on the bed.
And he handed them to me. He said, I want you to read all these. One of those books, well, actually 3 of those books, were by this guy, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu. And it was called Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys.
Okay.
And it talks about this thing called the 4th grade breakdown syndrome. Mm-hmm. And usually about 9 or 10 black males are, and statistics have now proven this, that black kids have now been seen as older and more mature and sometimes more mischievous. And the thing is, I recall around 5th grade, the first time, I was blessed to have a 5th grade teacher, Miss Freeman. Miss Freeman was fine, boy.
I don't want to talk about
She was a sister. Miss Freeman was fine. Ooh, Miss Freeman was fine. But when I got to 6th grade, was the first time I really felt like a threat. I was 10 years old, and I had a white teacher kind of look at me as a threat. Now, don't get me wrong, I also had a white teacher, shout out to Miss Dario, who really made me believe in myself. And was
Are
the
you
first
naming
person.
your elementary school teachers right
That's
now?
my middle school teacher.
You remember all your teachers?
Most of them, yeah. She's actually my Facebook friend. Miss Dario's my Facebook friend. But Miss Dario helped me get a scholarship when I was in the 8th grade, bro.
Oh, damn.
Like, she was an amazing woman. She didn't see my color. Yeah. But I had another teacher, Miss Gary. She's no longer with us.
Okay.
But we noticed how she would single out the black kids. But this is something that happens in our schools.
Right.
My big bro that just won a Grammy, I will never forget when I was in elementary school, and he got singled out. He's much bigger than me. He's always been bigger than me. He was much larger than a lot of the kids when he was in elementary school. Miss Johnson singled him out a lot of times, and he was picked on a lot of times. Now, don't get me wrong, he was smarter than everybody in school,
right?
But he got picked on a lot too.
Okay.
And so the thing is, we have to be very careful when we're talking to our kids, because, a lot of times kids will come home, and they'll feel this way, they'll feel that way, and they'll hear this and they'll hear that.
Yeah.
And we have to listen to our children. My daughter right now is going through my daughter goes to the predominantly white school.
Okay.
She's one of the very few black kids in the classroom. And she is having an issue with one teacher, much like I was having when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's always that one.
Now, my daughter is very intelligent. My daughter's much smarter than I am. My daughter sent me some Bitmojis this morning, and I was just like, baby girl, let me go fix my Bitmojis to look more like me again and send them back. But the thing is, our kids are being singled out, scrutinized, and treated like crap. Now, to get back to the original premise of it, some of these teachers really care about our kids.
Absolutely.
Some of these people, some of these white people really care about us and care about our kids. Shout out to Rebecca Chafin Cornwell, one of my favorite white people in the world.
Right.
One of my favorite people in the world.
Right.
But the thing is,
shout out to Jackie Page.
See, and there are people out there who are truly allies, and they have gotten in the trenches with us and proved that they are allies.
Okay.
Viola Liuzzo was killed for the cause down there in my home state of Alabama.
Right.
And so the thing is like you think about these people, and I'm hoping this Young Patriots organization is much like that. But what we need to look at first, and I'm glad you brought up School to Prison Pipeline, is right here in our own homes, because a lot of what our kids experience in terms of white supremacy and hatred comes from these schools.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because you look at it. I mean, it comes from where they have to be every day.
Every single day.
Every single day.
The one thing you can do to combat all that is be there.
That's it.
It's just like a nursing home. When you're not there,
you don't know how they treat you.
You know how they treat you.
Right,
But if you're that parent that you just walk in and you just peeping in, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Oh,
yeah.
we doing gingerbread house today. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a half a day at work today.
Right on.
Instead of just taking a half a day for something that ain't got nothing to do with school, something that's not conducive. And we show up at that school and that teacher knows.
And they know you hands on.
Absolutely.
And that's one of my things, man. I look at it like this right here. As a parent, you wouldn't take your pocketbook to a daycare and leave your pocketbook at that daycare 8 hours a day, not knowing what people going to put into it or what people going to take out of it.
Yep.
You wouldn't do it. But why would you take your kid to a daycare for 8 hours a day and not be hands-on and not have your eyes and your ears open to what's going into your kid and what's coming out of your kid?
Man, let me tell you something. When I used to be a bartender at Uno's, right across the street from the convention center,
They
used to have cheerleader competitions, swimming competitions at the convention center, and or whatever they would have over there. And let's say sometimes those conventions would start, we'll say, on a Thursday.
Right.
Man, don't you know Caucasian people would take the whole
week up? Yeah.
They take the whole they sign out the brothers. If the sister had a cheerleading competition, they would sign them out and they would do things as a family and they would be there. And the one thing about the black community that we don't do, we're not as involved in our kids' lives when it comes to this school and these extracurricular activities.
Right,
Because when you show these coaches and these people that you're there,
you're hands-on.
Then you have to worry about your kids potentially getting sexually abused and stuff like that.
Because they know that.
I bet LeVar
they
Ball
know
never
that
had
popping
that
up.
problem.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
can guarantee the Ball kids never had
They
that
know.
kind of
Look,
problem.
my kids, they already know wherever they at. Daddy popping up. Or daddy work for himself. Daddy got a lot of free time.
Man, shit. Sometimes
Man,
I show up at
skirt,
the school. I show up.
Pull up.
I show up to the school in camo, bro. Boots on, everything. Like,
right.
You know I
Come
could
in
have
like
like
G.I.
chain. I come in at G.I. Joe.
Coming to G.I. Jerome.
Boots tied all the way up.
G.I. Jerome in this.
G.I. Jerome.
G.I. Jerome in this.
That's classic.
Word,
I gotta
man.
use that one. G.I. Jerome. So let's keep on moving. Speaking of white people got to come get their folks again. Folks planning to sabotage Black Panther. Talking about they gonna go on Rotten Tomatoes and give it bad reviews.
Can we
without
just
even
get
seeing it.
one black guy? Can we get the one?
We had
Now,
Black
you mentioned-
Dynamite.
You mentioned something. I just watched Black Dynamite again this week.
We had they
Black
sabotaged.
Dynamite, that's my shit.
They
I love Black
sabotaged. They
Dynamite.
sabotaged the homie.
You said because you brought that up earlier, Cool Breeze. You mentioned Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn.
What was the other joint? That was on Netflix.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
No, they didn't sabotage that.
Where's that then?
Luke Cage is still up, bro.
But I'm saying we need season 2.
Oh no,
I'm
it's
still
coming.
waiting on season 2.
We need season 2.
Think about the production got to be right though. Think about because they had Ta-Nehisi Coates working on Luke Cage a little bit too.
Right, but he
was doing Black Panther.
Yeah, but they was throwing their shots though.
Let them throw their
They were
shots.
throwing shots at
winning.
Luke Cage. They was like, look, it's too ethnic.
It's in Harlem.
It wasn't
Right.
Harlem.
He's in Harlem.
But I don't know. But I'm just saying, but Harlem ain't even ethnic
you
no
gotta
more.
read the comic book. It's
Harlem.
straight Harlem.
Right.
Harlem ain't even Harlem.
Harlem
no
ain't
more.
right.
Harlem is like Harlem. They try to call it what NoHo or something. Then they try to change the name of Harlem to something else at some point. I don't know. We have to talk to our NYC correspondent.
Well, when Bill Clinton got his office there, they got to.
Yeah.
Bill
No
Clinton.
ho?
We have a
Mr.
They
Clinton's
trying to
here.
call Harlem no ho?
I forgot what it was. We gotta call our New York correspondent.
All them hoes
relevant. Let's move on.
But yeah, you talking about
Topic
Spawn.
killer.
Yeah,
Topic killer.
This nigga gonna get us canceled.
But yeah.
I'm trying to stop saying the N
They're
word,
trying
Natty.
to do Black Panther like they did Spawn in 1997.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I've already bought 3 tickets because I'm going once.
But bruh,
I'm going on. So
those-
after we finish the podcast that Thursday night, me and Miss EP we going
We
to
might
the
as well.
podcast.
Yeah.
we going to Studio Movie Grill to watch
Bingo.
the movie. I took the whole next day off work.
Did you get them off Groupon?
No, I paid full price.
Oh, you said it's on Thursday, right?
I don't.
You get that $5 ticket.
Man, I paid the whole price. My people got to get the bag.
Yeah, you gotta get
my
that
bad,
cheddar.
my
You gotta get that
bad.
cheddar.
My bad,
Gotta get
man.
the
My
cheddar.
bad, my
So that
bad.
Friday,
you know I'm bad on that.
So that Friday, I'm driving to Alabama.
Dig it.
And I'm gonna watch it again when I get home.
Right on.
And then I just talked to my daughter's mother today, and she gave me the okay to take my daughter to see it. Because
So you gonna pay for it 3 times full price?
Hell yes.
Now one of them times you can get that Groupon. All right, my bad. I was just trying.
Look,
I
we gotta
tried.
support Groupon.
I try-
Tiffany
yeah,
Haddish.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Tiffany
Right.
Haddish.
Man,
Yeah, gotta support.
I'll do that on my next concealed carry class. How about that?
How about dig it?
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah, get that on Groupon.
Speaking of which, I wanted to plug this right quick before we move on to the State of the Union and the kid in high school supporting Trump. If you are a black-owned firearms training or concealed carry class company, please reach out to us because I'm trying to find a black-owned firearms company. There's only one firearms company that I know of
Right.
that is black-owned. That's Civilian Force Arms. And so I'm trying to support them. My next AR-15 is going to come from them. I'm trying to find more black-owned accessory shops, training companies, and stuff like that. Because I
Trying
want
to get back to the Black Wall Street. I got you.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, man,
and the big thing on this show this year is that really the reason that we sip on Ciroc and stop sipping on Jack is because we want to support our black-owned businesses and stuff like that.
Long as
Shit,
Puff-
man. I mean,
long as Puff got
when
Ciroc.
we had our own thing in the '60s and we was doing our thing, I mean, and then we was doing so well, then they had to take it from us.
Well, they took it from us, but also integration. And this is a hot take for some people. It's a big point of contention for some folks. I've always said that integration, next to the crack epidemic, was the worst thing that ever happened to black people.
Oh, absolutely.
Because what happened was once
Absolutely.
we were able to use their institutions, we abandoned our own.
We abandoned our
Absolutely.
own.
I guarantee you
We dropped our own ball.
I guarantee you that Howard, Tuskegee, Fisk, Hampton, FAMU,
Norfolk State.
Morehouse, Norfolk State, North Carolina A&T,
South Carolina
Spelman,
State
South
University.
Carolina State. All these schools would be as powerful and as strong
As any Ivy League.
as any Ivy League
Word.
or as any state-sponsored university if we didn't have integration.
Before the Civil Rights Movement, 81% of all African American households had both parents in them.
Both parents in them.
That's a topic for another day. Let's not jump into that. But what we are going to jump into is the State of the Union address
Ho.
from Orange Cheeto. He got up there and clapped for himself. So the speech went on for an hour and a half. 30 minutes of that was him clapping for himself.
Right.
Who else gonna do it?
Now, there was one statistic that I personally kind of got annoyed with. And that was we're now looking at the lowest black unemployment of all time.
That's the only point
Here's
that he made
my
valid.
here's my aggravation with that, and this is my aggravation with all Trump supporters. When President Obama was in office, black unemployment was tumbling. We have graphs and charts and people way smarter than me dedicated to breaking down these statistics
Right.
that found all this information. And they was like, Obama's the worst thing to ever happen to America. He hates America, black
He
people.
inherited 2 wars.
Then we also saw when Obama got in office, the stock market took off.
The
And it
housing
had been
market.
going up. The housing market took off.
Right.
Had been going up. The whole time he was in office, he was every crispity, crackety, black nigga, coon, monkey, bastard you'd ever heard, Muslim,
Blue gum.
Haji, blue gum,
Yeah.
baboon bastard you'd ever heard. But the moment this ignorant motherfucker, I get a little,
there
I
you
get
go.
really
There you
angry.
go.
The moment this ignorant motherfucker gets in office, now all of a sudden he gets to take credit for the literal 6 years of progress that we had under President Obama. Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I was a President Obama supporter.
Okay.
But I wasn't so ignorant as to be uncritical of him. President Obama
absolutely.
didn't walk on water to me.
No.
To a lot of people, President Obama walked on water, and if you say anything bad about the Negro president, you need to be flogged, whipped, and boycotted.
That's just.
I did not like his Second Amendment stance because I'm a big
Right.
Second Amendment guy.
Right.
I did not like the fact that he would always send the Justice Department down whenever an unarmed black man got killed. And the thing is, it was like a paper tiger. The Justice Department couldn't do nothing. So I had my criticisms of him. But the thing is, I get so annoyed when I see certain people praising this ignorant, sorry motherfucker in the office now, but that didn't have any kind of respect
Nothing to say.
for the man before.
Right.
Well, the majority of this country is Caucasian, man. I mean, just keep it real. And if you take that out of you take that in the equation, and then you take that we don't stick together.
But if you even look at it, I mean, you look at it and you say the African American unemployment rate. What about the American unemployment rate? Because at the end of the
been
day,
going down.
Right. At the end of the day, we're not the only people who work or who need to work. I mean, as long as the American unemployment rate is going up, the country is going up. The country's going up. Guess what? It makes a better lane for everybody else. For an individual, I don't even like to call him the president of the United States, but for an individual to focus on the African American unemployment rate, that just shows the whole idiocy of his whole campaign.
What
I gotta apologize, y'all, for getting out of character, man, because that just this dude
Man,
annoys
fuck Trump.
No, well,
this
this
dude
guy
annoys
Trump.
me so bad, man.
Fuck Trump.
Well, this guy has the top pedestal that this country has to offer, and he's flaunting how he feels
Right.
in his president.
Here's my thing: I don't have a problem with Republicans. I don't dislike Republicans. I don't like this motherfucker.
Yeah,
and the
I
people
don't like
who
Trump.
support him.
Period.
Okay, so the thing is about it is like George Bush, I didn't like his politics. But I told people, I would tell, even when I will never forget, I told somebody when he got elected, I said, I'm not mad at George Bush. I said, I understand when people would vote for George Bush. George Bush is the guy he's the white guy that you're friends with that you don't mind having a beer with. I could kick it with George
Actually,
Bush.
you know what?
I
You know
could-
He
what's
was
funny?
likable.
In 2004, I had to make a decision who I was going to vote for because me being in a combat MOS
right.
and knowing that we were already committed to a war that I knew had to get done, I didn't know. I was conflicted on who I was going to vote for that year only because I needed whoever was going to be in office to go ahead and finish the job because we were
And bring us back home.
We was already too deep in it.
Bring us
Right.
back home.
We was already too deep. 2004.
Yeah.
Bring
Bro, it
us
was
back
rough.
home. Yeah.
That's pre-surge.
Because, coming up, you always taught, go in there and vote, just do all Democrat.
Shit.
Yeah.
But
But the thing is, what I like about being a millennial is the fact that we were taught we should vote for whoever does the job best.
Absolutely.
That's why at one point I was a registered libertarian. And my thing is, I look at the Democratic Party, I'd be like, hey, man, y'all got to get some balls. Like, I get mad at the Democratic Party. I said, what pissed me off, let me tell you about these mother.
Oh, let it go.
So
Woosah.
Blood pressure
I
running
watched. I know my blood pressure gonna
Head
be high as
steaming.
hell.
Woosah.
I watched this.
150 over
I
160.
didn't watch the State of the Union. I didn't.
I didn't either.
No,
but
man.
I understand why senators, congressmen had to be at the State of the Union. Totally get it. But if this sorry motherfucker from South Carolina can stand up in the middle of an Obama speech and say, you lie, literally unprecedented disrespect.
Respectful. This disrespectful, man.
Here's the thing. You gonna sit your ass in there and wear kente cloth. He didn't even acknowledge you. This dude stood up there for an hour and a half, did not even acknowledge the opposition party. What would have made a bigger statement, a stronger statement, a better statement? Stop playing with these bastards and leave. Don't be there. Get the hell up and walk out. I'm so tired of the Democrats taking this quote-unquote high road when these motherfuckers are pandering to the absolute lowest common denominator and winning.
But you know a lot of that applause is like falsely based.
And I get that. I totally get that. And when he mentioned black unemployment, I looked at that clip. I gotta give. Now I do respect him. Everybody looked at their phone or was looking at him like, nigga, please. Like, they really looked at him like, boy, stop. You ain't saying nothing. Like, quit playing.
Yeah, because if he says anything in that speech that applies to a group of people and they start clapping, then it kind of entices everybody else to clap. Because if you look, now I did watch some clips, and I watched this video with this guy. He actually broke it down and analyzed it, and he showed how different groups that agreed with certain things kind of made the whole room kind of
they get towards it. Yeah, they get towards it. That's the amen corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the amen corner.
Yeah, everybody
you know
didn't. Everybody who's clapping didn't agree with all that shit.
Come on, man. You know, and at the end of the day, like you said before, once you start segregating individuals from white American, black American, and you are the president of the United States, you should be able to unite these individuals and not segregate them because you're doing this for this group of people or doing this for this group of people. Absolutely. Come on, man. That's straight bullshit to me. If anybody clap for that shit.
Well, you know, the one thing about the military that I always took to heart is if you have U.S. on that patch, I don't care what branch or what color you are, I got your back.
Right.
You know, but
at that moment. Now, if I see you in a bar fight, I may leave you there. But if we downrange, I got you. I want to make sure you get home.
Hey, look, we taking heat. We taking fire. Yeah.
But we taking fire. I'm gonna return fire. I'm gonna make sure you get home.
Yeah.
Man, but it's so
your
funny.
ass is in a bar.
And you know, that's one of the one things that, you know, I wanted to make sure my daughter had the opportunity, which I always wanted her to support her community, but I also want her to know her surroundings also.
Well, you know, and at the end of the day, man, our communities are not just, like I always say, our communities are not just where we stay, where we live. It's where we work. It's where our friends are. It's where our family are. You know, and, you know, communities are bigger than just that one isolated space that we call home. And for a president of the United States to just isolate one demographic of people, man, you know, that basically turns my fucking stomach. And for anybody that clap and give him a pat on the back for that goofy shit, I don't.
He's the president they've been waiting for years.
Yeah, because he's the one that's going to tear it down. Tear it down because you can't rebuild. You can't rebuild until you totally destroy it.
Everything that everybody's been holding in for years because they haven't been able to have that platform to be able to speak up and say their true feelings. Yeah. As soon as he got in office, everything is coming to fruition.
I mean, and at the same time, all the racial tension is going to come to a head. All the political tension is going to come to a head from this one individual.
What did Brother Malcolm say? It's a powder keg.
That's all. And at the end of the day, you can't rebuild something that's not destroyed. He's the devil that's going to destroy everything that we've built or that everybody has in common, but we have a common enemy now. And that's motherfucking Trump, because he cares about nobody but the lady at the bank.
Oh, absolutely.
And once that is done with and over with,
he gonna sexually harass her too.
Right, he gonna grab her by the pussy.
Everything he's doing is a build up to what kind of money he can make after this presidency.
And that's it.
Well, yeah, he's already gotten to the bag. Let's be perfectly honest.
Come on, man.
Okay, so y'all been in the military. You know when you have to go somewhere for military duty, you have to pay.
Right.
Okay. The government pays for people to stay in these places. So every time he goes to Mar-a-Lago, and the Secret Service contingency goes with him, and the White House Communications Agency goes with him, because there are troops assigned to the White House Communications Agency. Okay. Everybody goes with him. They have to pay for hotels in that area. Okay. They have to pay for hotel rooms. He gets paid off that. Right. And the thing is, for his supporters, at that country club becomes a draw because they know he's coming. So what do? They come.
They come,
man. And he owns a piece of it.
Absolutely.
He's getting the bag.
All the way around, 360.
Man. It's been so much said about the budget for the Secret Service since he's been in office, man. It's been ridiculous. But hey, guys, we out of time. Cool breeze. My brother,
man, listen.
I appreciate you coming on.
No, man, listen. Hey,
it's been a blessing, man. It's been a total blessing for you to come on today, man.
I cannot believe you guys actually had me, man. It's actually a pleasure, man. I mean, anytime you can get some young brothers out here doing something good, just something positive, out here talking that good stuff, just putting that, that positive energy out there. I just want to be a part of it.
Hey, all the time, anytime.
Well, you're a friend of the show, man, and anytime you want to come on, man, you're more than welcome. Hey, man, plug your people this weekend, man. You going out of town this weekend, ain't you?
I am going out of town.
Where we going?
We going to ATL.
The new chocolate city, the new Black Mecca. They took from over DC.
We going on twos. It's gonna rain Sunday, but guess what your boy got?
Blackburn?
I got that. Yeah, Blackburn.
I got my ticket. I'll be
You
there.
gonna be there?
You going?
Skirt.
You ain't tell nobody.
Oh,
Man,
what
look,
day
man.
you going?
I'm leaving out Friday.
Hey, we leaving Friday at noon,
See.
man.
I'm leaving out Friday.
See, and I ain't going.
Man, I always tell you, you don't never want to.
No, see, I'm not.
Bruh.
We'll talk about that off there.
Yeah, right out.
It's a reason I'm not going. We'll talk about that out there.
Bruh,
dig it.
listen, man,
Dig
I'm
it.
gonna be there. Matter of fact, we on Tuesday. I got the old Gore-Tex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing on the way back, just in case it rain. Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna rain, so
Yeah, we ain't got to worry about no raindrops.
Man, let me see if home will let me.
let me
get out the
find out.
house.
We gonna get a drink together.
You already know a
Yeah,
few, maybe
let me-
1, 2, or 300.
Let me find. Let me find out if let me find out if household 6. And let me get.
Oh, he trying to get.
Yeah,
he trying to get on the back end now.
Right.
So anyway, hey, thank y'all for checking us out, man. We'll check y'all next week, man. We're gonna post that bonus episode. I know it's been a little late, but we're gonna post that bonus episode so you can get our thoughts on Monique, me, and Miss EP. And she should be back next week. She just sent a pic of her at the Urban League of Central Carolina's Young Professional Winter Soiree. Make sure you check them out. One more thing I want y'all to do: check out Abyss. ABYSS out of Connecticut. Dude is doing some major stuff, man. He's got a new track with AZ. Man, he's amazing, man. Shout out to him for being a friend of the show and a partner of the show. And if we have more time, man, I play the track for you. But definitely next week, make sure you remind me. Make sure we keep that on the production schedule, man. We're going to definitely get his music out there because this dude is just dope.
Yeah, man, I peeped the video, man.
Yo, it's fire.
Yo, and to see my man AZ back on, you know what I mean? Back on the bike, I was like,
yo, here's the AZ.
I'm about to ask you, was that AZ?
Before I get out of here, Spirit of Marcus Garvey. Hey,
come on, man.
It was over. But anyway, man, we getting out of here, man. Thank y'all for checking us out. Thank you for checking out the Kind of TV podcast. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on iTunes. You can catch us on Facebook. iHeartRadio coming soon. And we just all over the place, man. So check us out. Love y'all. Peace.